We got some more fireworks going off.
That's probably what the false attack warning is. So I'm looking at the external camera at the moment, and it seems to be fine.
Oh well, it doesn't look like a line to me.
Very nice.
Yeah. No, it's very much not a line, but yeah.
It's a cluster.
I'll take it, to be honest. At the moment, considering how things have been going, I'll take it.
Oh, are we supposed to do something specific?
Well, yeah, I wanted everyone to sort of line up alongside me, hopefully in like the same sort of plane, so we're all in a sort of neat row.
Oh, we can do that.
I think also is the whole business. There's been so many confusing things going on.
Oh.
Instancing, wrong systems.
Well, let me zoom out and shoot my laser as well at the same time. It's, yeah, I might have to go the other side because the sun's making all their ships all blend with the stars. You can't see none of the ships.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the lights on my ship, you probably wouldn't be able to see it at all.
Okay, I'll probably have to do it there, I think. Why is my laser wandering up and down?
I don't know. This ship has a mind of its own.
Oh, someone just appeared.
That didn't sound particularly happy.
I got Emil on board.
Oh, wonderful.
If you've got a multi-cannon or any kind of weapon, that might be useful. But yeah.
All I've got is a railgun set up to shoot plasma rounds.
That'll be fine. It shows up, you know, so we can take pictures. The only thing about the beams is just easier to photograph, isn't it, than the other weapons.
I do apologise. I'm trying to video the outside and control my ship as well, and it's a bit of a... when are we actually doing this light show?
Okay. Right, well, I think everyone's more or less in the positions they're going to be, so right, I'll get out of the camera. Right, what I was going to do is do my end of expedition address and then do the salute at the end of it, but I think I'll make a shorter one this time because we're already sort of way behind at the moment. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you can stop firing now. Oh, Sky ET just crashed a desktop.
Yeah, that's right. You can carry on. I'll make it in if someone gives me a wing. It's alright.
Right, okay. By the time I finish, I'll probably be here anyway, so...
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool. Right. And hello everyone, and welcome to the final waypoint of the Minerva Centaurus expedition, waypoint 16, otherwise known as waypoint Phoenix. That obviously isn't just for Phoenix Harbour, but Phoenix referring to the Apollo 7 mission. That basically was a sort of return to action or resurrection almost for NASA itself, even though they never actually formally used the designation. It would have been cool if they had done and they actually prepared a mission patch for it, which is in some of the links that I've put in the pins. But it's very much one of those sorts of underrated and under the radar sort of space flights, but probably one of the most critical ones in history of manned spaceflight. Reason being is that it was the first spacecraft ever designed to go to the moon, and it was its first flight. Now, if you consider that Apollo 1, which was supposed to be doing this mission originally, was actually lethal to its 3 crew members and killed them on the launch pad, NASA weren't in a very good position at this point. And so you had a situation where the backup crew for that Apollo 1 flight, who themselves narrowly sort of escaped with their lives, having done the same sort of test the day before, their comrades were killed. Were obviously understandably rattled by all this, and but they were selected to fly effectively the same mission as their dead comrades, but designated Apollo 7 in a modified and much safer spacecraft. But this whole era, it's not just getting Apollo back on track, it's getting NASA back on track. And I think it's not generally that well known, but if Apollo 7 itself had failed, or at least hadn't succeeded as brilliantly as it did, there was a very high chance that the US government would have pulled the plug, maybe not just on the Apollo program, but potentially all of manned spaceflight, and maybe even a worse case, NASA itself might have been in for the chop. So there was probably more riding on this one spaceflight than pretty much anything else since first spaceflights by Gagarin and Shepard. So it's a really, really strange situation, but you can see how, the term Phoenix is deeply appropriate to that. But I think in the end, for mainly PR reasons, that NASA didn't go with that as a designation because of obviously like the Apollo 1 crew perishing in a fire. So you can kind of see why they might be a bit put off by that. But yeah, it was a great feat, not just of engineering, but of willpower, because it's kind of rare, even in aerospace history or even military history, that so much responsibility has gone on the shoulders of 3 people, and especially the group's leader, Wally Schirra, who is famously one of the Mercury 7, and this was his 3rd and last space flight, or coincidentally, in other words, the number 7 keeps cropping up a lot in this, but it's quite funny, really. But yeah, it's a fascinating thing, and it's also in the great HBO series From Earth to the Moon, which I would recommend if any of you interested in space history buying a copy of it, because it's genuinely awesome. Right. So this evening, as our final salute to all those groundbreaking pilots, navigators, flight engineers, all the people who built the spacecraft and aircraft and balloons as well that we've covered, and everyone who's ever worked on those projects. And this evening, it's a sort of final tribute to them. Obviously, for example, I think, what was it, the best part of 1 million people actually worked on the Apollo project alone. And that's not to mention all the other ones. But yeah, it's all the people who worked in all these companies do deserve a great deal of credit as well, not just the heroic pilots and other flight people that actually took part in them. So, as our final act before the mass jump, we will pay our tribute to them by firing a barrage for, let's say, 10 seconds. Is everyone ready to fire?
Yes, sir.
Ready to fire.
Ready.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and engage. And cease. That was pretty cool, I thought. Some nice weapons. Okay. I think we'll just anyone who's late, we're in orbit at the moment, and I think the best thing that we can do to end the expedition is our traditional mass jump, and I think we'll wait here for a few minutes to get a few other people into the instance still. My beam laser now says thermal overload. Ah, there it goes.
Yeah, I'm curious if I can do self-destruct and for about the same time.
apologies to anyone who's confused about where we are supposed to be doing, because this tribute and firing has been entirely improvised because of our huge instancing problems on the planet. Which, it wasn't in the script, but then again, the script's completely been thrown out the window now. Literally and figuratively.
Right.
So we did get to see pretty fireworks and beam lasers. I'm crossing my fingers because the after party is actually nowhere near any stations. We won't have any instancing problems. Then again, I thought we were far enough away from Phoenix Harbour not to have any instancing problems already. So.
This is like New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, better.
Way better.
Champagne.
Yay!
I probably still have a few bottles left of Conga Ale from unlocking What's-Her-Face. Jameson.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Emil, for the video. And anyone else's pictures in the thread at the moment. Sky, Falcon, Speaker Rob, Kel. Picture of the spread is particularly cool.
Emil, if you want to take a fighter before we jump, go ahead.
Right.
If you're listening.
Yeah, I can hear that right.
Okay.
I'm just concentrating to see who's actually in the instance, and we're waiting for anyone else to join it. Is there anyone else wanting to join the instance still? Anyone left on the planet? We're in space at the moment.
I don't think so. I know Quicksilver was struggling.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. I feel a bit sorry for him. It's because this whole business has been some chaotic and slightly confusing.
Yeah, my comms panel's stuffed. I can't scroll down in it anymore.
And to be fair, it's like part of me thinks about writing to Frontier about this, but I've done it kind of so many times now. They've probably got a pile of correspondence for me, just just put it in the bin, ignore it.
I got a special filter for your email address.
Probably, yeah.
They filter it unless it meant only if it mentions instancing. Otherwise, they might actually listen.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with another word for it to get around their filter.
Yeah. It's funny thing is, and no joke about this, out of the goodness of my heart, I did actually genuinely send, ooh, that's cool. It's boosting away there.
That's me done the wrong button.
So easy done, yeah. So easy done.
Never learn.
Yeah. Right, okay. Okay, I think Quicksilver's already jumped, so I think everybody else is in the instance and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me just turn around, sorry.
Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes to come back.
Sorry,
No, don't worry about it. To be fair, it's like I said, all timetables are out the window now. It's
the party's already begun.
it began before it began.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, remember to retract the weapons before trying to jump.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time doing it otherwise. New Year's is not usually this exciting, is it? Has someone just dropped from the instance? Right, charge your engines. Everyone is ready to go.
Ready.
Go.
Ready. Cool. Just checking the text for anyone else. Cool. We'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
May the force be with us.
And Wakbar, you come back from the grave. Poor Abu Akbar didn't even get many lines in the film. Yeah. They just killed him off without even a heroic action to his name. What a way to go. Right, I will see you all at the after party in about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to swap ships at Colonia Dream.
Sounds good.
Right,
It's pinned, Felina.
Yeah, it's going to say it's the second thing after all the Apollo 7 links. It's the after party one though. It's got the coordinates and the system.
It's in Colonia?
Yeah, it's in the Colonia system itself. So yeah, it's quite easy to find. It's actually the location, I think, for one of the events during the Colonia Olympics back in the day. That's how I found it anyway, just looking through some old material just to see if anyone had actually done anything like that. And I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
We're heading back to Colonia then?
Yeah, we're heading to the after party place.